Archangel Michael, a heartbreaking news is coming to your home. The one who hurt you is, child of the dawn, hear me with the tenderness of a hand placed upon your shoulder. I come not to frighten you, but to prepare you with love. There are seasons in life that arrive like winter, abrupt, cold, and seemingly endless. You sense one such season approaching, a hush at the edge of your door, a letter, a voice on the line, footsteps that do not bring the same laughter. Know first this: you are not alone in the way your chest tightens now. The very tightening is a hymn that calls heaven's healers near. I am here to stand by you, to name what is coming in a way that steadies and strengthens you. This message is not the blunt instrument of fear, it is the lantern of discernment. When heartbreaking news arrives, whether about betrayal, loss, illness, or a sudden shift in someone you loved, the first thing you must do is breathe. Your breath is the gateway between panic and presence. Inhale deliberately. Let breath gather your scattered thoughts into a single thread. With that thread, you can begin to weave a response that honors both your pain and your dignity. You may already have 1,000 stories rehearsing in your mind. The worst case scenarios, the blame, the small confessions of guilt that are half your own and half the world's. Stop. For a moment, refuse the tyranny of rushing conclusions. The heart that leaps to hurt will often miss the truth that sits in quiet facts. Facts come slowly, stories come quickly. Attend to the facts first. Let them land in you like stones, solid, countable, and able to be held. From there, build a careful path toward understanding. Do not build your life on rumor or on the emotional gusts that buffet you when sorrow rattles the windows. And yet, let no one tell you that logic alone will soothe this ache. There is a sacred place where feeling must be honored. When the news arrives and your eyes sting or your knees fold beneath you, permit the grief to come without shame. Tears are not weakness, but the language of a heart that loved. Cry if you must. Speak aloud the name of your pain. Find one trusted soul, a friend, a counselor, a minister of solace, and allow them to witness the first raw edges of your sorrow. Do not hoard it. Grief grows venomous when isolated. It becomes medicine when shared. You wonder who will hurt you. Perhaps the one you loved most. Perhaps a child. Perhaps a friend. Perhaps the world through the betrayal of circumstance. The specifics will vary, but the shape of the wound is often the same. An astonishment that someone you trusted could cause you harm. Let me tell you something that may be small comfort, but true. Being hurt by another does not mean you were foolish to love. Love is not foolishness, it is bravery. Bravery sometimes collides with human fallibility. That collision hurts, yes, but it does not abolish the worth of the love you offered or the value of the parts of you that dared to trust. When the news names a person as the source of your pain, do not let your first instinct be to annihilate their existence from your life with a single, furious decree. Instead, stand guard for wisdom. If the hurt came from malice or repeated harm, boundaries must be swift and uncompromising. You are allowed to protect your heart. If the hurt came from weakness, error, or a brokenness that the other cannot yet see. Then pause. Compassion with clear limits sometimes serves both of you best. Distinguish between actions that warrant permanent closure and actions that might be corrected through accountability and repair. But remember, your duty is to your soul's well being, not to the preservation of another's reputation. There will be voices around you, some kindly, some eager to offer swift justice, some whispering that you must forgive at once. Forgiveness is not a hurried transaction. It is a pilgrimage, not a postage stamp. Do not let others map your inner timeline. Forgive when you are ready, and let readiness be measured by truth and healing, not by social pressure. Forgiveness that skips the work of repair often becomes a hollow echo that returns to haunt you. Real forgiveness can come only after honesty, restitution where possible, and a restored sense of safety. In the meantime, practice mercy for yourself. Let patience be the cloak you wear as you recover, and let clarity be the lantern you carry as you decide. Practical steps must anchor your spiritual posture. When the news arrives, do these things without delay. Pause and breathe. Ensure immediate safety if there is any threat. Gather necessary facts. Document what you need to remember. Choose one trusted person to speak with who can help you think clearly. If there are legal, financial, or medical elements to the announcement, enlist competent advisors, not to rush you, but to help you hold the map of your options. Empowerment often comes in small, ordinary acts: writing a note, saving a message, making a plan for the next hour. These acts are stitches that stop the wound from widening. Hear also this warning: do not let the pain harden you into a person of perpetual suspicion. The heart that becomes armored and never soft again ceases to be alive. Pain can teach discernment without producing cynicism. Let sorrow deepen your wisdom, not calcify your capacity for joy. When the season of grief has its appointed length, choose to re-engage the world slowly. Test trust in tiny increments. Build new rhythms that guard your heart without locking it away. There will be moments of unexpected grace amid the grief. A neighbor's quiet casserole, an old friend's text, a moment of early morning silence that feels holy. These small mercies are strands of a lifeline. Lay eyes upon them. Keep a ledger of kindnesses that enter your life during this time. You will need to consult it on harder days. In the same way, allow your own small acts of care for yourself and for others to be part of the repair. Make a cup of tea for your weary hands. Let music that does not demand anything from you wash over your shoulders. Step outside and find that a tree still stands even when news has felled your certainty. The universe is not indifferent to your sorrow. It is offering fragments of beauty that, gathered, will help you bear what comes. Finally, in this first part, know that your story's ending has not yet been written. Heartbreaking news rearranges chapters, but it does not erase the whole book. There will be things to mourn that are irrecoverable and things to salvage that require courage to rebuild. You will surprise yourself with reserves of strength you did not know you had. When you think you cannot go on, Remember that strength is often the quiet choice to rise again in the small tasks, to answer a needed call, to tend the child who needs breakfast, to show up for the meeting that will carry your future. These small acts are the scaffolding of a life rebuilt. Child of the dawn, keep breathing. The night is long, but not endless. In part two, I will draw closer to the path of healing. Practical counsel for confronting the one who hurt you. Ways to set boundaries that protect and restore, and the spiritual practices that will hold you steady as you move through this season. For now, sit with these first words as with a warm hand on your back. You are known. You are loved. I am with you. Child of the dawn, we return now to the path of repair and steadiness. You have felt the first tremor. Now let us map the route through the quake. When heartbreaking news names the one who hurt you, there is a narrow road to walk, not because it is the easiest, but because it preserves what is left of your heart and clears the way for what might yet be redeemed. I will speak plainly about steps you can take, inner postures to cultivate, and practical measures that will shelter you while you rebuild. First, hold your boundaries like a tender fortress. Boundaries are not walls meant to exile the hurting parts of you. They are clarifying lines that teach others how to treat your heart. Decide what you will accept and what you will not. If contact with the person who hurt you reopens wounds, limit interaction. If it is necessary for family, work, or the children you share, arrange the contact with rules, times, witnesses, or mediated settings. You are not cruel to protect your peace. You are faithful to your own wholeness. Write down what you need. Times of no contact, topics that are off limits, financial separations, or physical distance. Make these concrete and practical. Keep them in a place you can consult when anger or longing seeks to undo your care. Second, name your needs plainly, to yourself and to at least one trustworthy witness. There is a brittle courage in stoic silence. There is real courage in speaking your truth. Tell someone, here is what happened. Here is how it has affected me. Here is what I need now. If the need is safety, ask for help to secure it. If the need is time to grieve, ask friends to step in with groceries, childcare, or small practical tasks so you can rest. Needs transform desperation into actionable requests. The world can be more kind than you imagine when given a map of how to show up. Third, gather information with care. When we are wounded, we can be tempted toward frantic searching, phone records, messages, rumors. That impulse often increases pain and clouds judgment. Instead, collect only what is necessary and do so calmly. If legal or financial concerns are involved, document facts and consult competent counsel. If emotional healing is the aim, focus your energy on therapy, support groups, or pastoral care. Let your investigation be guided by prudence rather than by the hot coals of indignation. Fourth, guard your inner narrative. Sorrow can convince you to become a storyteller whose chapters center on blame or self-condemnation. Choose instead to tell a truthful story that includes context, not just accusation. This happened. I loved. I am hurting. I will learn. Over time, reframe the narrative to include your responses. Not only the wound, but also the ways you cared for yourself, the help you sought, the boundaries you set, the lessons you learned. That narrative becomes the scaffolding of a wiser self. Fifth, cultivate rituals that tether you to reality and to hope. Rituals need not be grand. A morning pause with 2 slow breaths and an intention to take one steady step. Lighting a candle in the evening while you name 3 small mercies from the day. Journaling for 10 minutes to give the mind a place to unload its weight. These are the quiet practices that keep you present when chaos threatens to erase you. Spiritual rituals, prayer, chanting, walking with simple awareness, draw you into a larger current of meaning. They do not make pain vanish, but they hold you so pain does not consume you. Sixth, allow anger its place, but do not let it command the ship. Anger is a prophet that points to boundary violation. It is not an instruction manual for harm. When fury rises, channel it into something that does not injure innocence. Physical movement, creative expression, righteous advocacy, or constructive confrontation with proper support. If you must speak to the one who hurt you, prepare your words in writing first. Speak from a calm center if possible, or arrange for a mediator. Words born of heat often widen wounds. Words born of measured sorrow open doors to accountability. Seventh, tend your body as fiercely as your heart. Grief and shock show up in sleeplessness, appetite loss, muscle tension, and a weakened immune system. Do the small, fiercely practical things. Rest when you can, eat simple, nourishing food, walk in daylight, and let the rhythm of morning and evening anchor you. If professional help feels right, a physician, a therapist, a coach, seek them without shame. Caring for the body is caring for the instrument through which you will walk this season. Eighth, practice selective disclosure. You will want to tell many. You will feel compelled to speak to all who will listen. Choose your circle with care. Public airing can be necessary in certain circumstances for justice, protection, or to warn others, but it can also expose you to re-traumatization. Let trusted companions carry your confidence. Let professionals help you decide where public testimony is wise and when silence serves your healing. Ninth, be patient with shifts in identity. When a trust breaks, you feel unmoored. Part of you will want to be the old self who trusted without fear. Part will feel like a new person hardened by knowledge. Allow both to exist. Integrate them. Keep the parts that were brave and discard the parts that were naive to the point of harm. Your new self can be courageous and wise. Growth in sorrow is not a betrayal of who you were. It is an honoring of what you have learned. 10th, create actionable small goals each week. In deep seasons, we are tempted to measure progress only by dramatic recovery. Instead, set measurable, tender tasks. Make one nourishing meal, call one friend, walk 30 minutes 3 times, attend one therapy session, write one page of your story. These tasks accumulate into momentum. Celebrate them. They are the bricks of a reconstructed life. 11th, consider how you will hold others accountable if the person who hurt you continues harmful patterns. Real accountability often requires witnesses systems, and structures. Family meetings with clear consequences, legal orders when needed, removal from positions of influence, or public acknowledgement where secrecy enabled harm. Accountability is a justice building action, not vengeance. It protects the vulnerable and clarifies reality. 12th, cultivate hope practices. Hope is not naive optimism. It is the decision to tend a future even when the present is bleak. Plant small seeds of future directed activity. Plan a trip that is months away, even a day trip. Mark a calendar for an event you might attend. Enroll in a class that stretches you, or decide on one habit you want to start next month. These acts are trust exercises that teach your heart to live forward. 13th, remember that forgiveness can be delayed and still be real. If at some future point you choose to forgive the one who hurt you, let it be because you are no longer endangered by them, and because genuine change has been shown, or because you choose inner freedom regardless of the other's response. Forgiveness is for you, not a service to the offender. It unbinds you from a prison of perpetual bitterness when the time is right. 14th, if there are children or elders involved, prioritize their safety and emotional horizon above all else. Their routines, their sense of home, their need for predictability. Protect these like a sacred trust. Human adults can bear complexity. Children need simplicity and steadiness. Flatten the drama for them and give them age-appropriate truth and comfort. 15th, eventually, when the tide has shifted enough, consider ritual of release. A small ceremony, writing a letter you do not send and burning it, planting something to mark a new season, ritual bathing, or a quiet confession in the presence of a compassionate listener can be a powerful symbolic step toward reclaiming your life story. These acts do not erase the past. They mark a turning point where you take responsibility for your next chapter. Child of the Dawn, these are hands-on instructions for walking through the particular winter that news has brought. In part 3, I will draw nearer to the deeper spiritual medicines, the prayers, the prophetic words, and the inner exercises that will anchor you when the world seems to tilt. For now, tend the practical, keep breathing, and make one small decision to protect your well-being today. I am with you, steady as a lighthouse beam. Child of the dawn, let us now walk into the last stretch of this path together. The news has come, the wound is real, and the one who hurt you has left marks upon your heart. You have been asked to stand in the fire of truth, to protect yourself with boundaries, to steady your days with small acts of courage, and to refuse to surrender your soul to despair. Now, in this final part, I will speak to your spirit as one who has watched countless souls endure heartbreak and rise again with greater light than before. You must know this above all. The heartbreaking news that fell upon your home is not the final word over your life. The last word belongs to love, not the shallow imitation that hurt you, but the deep, eternal love that cannot be broken by betrayal, abandonment, or death itself. This love is the heartbeat of heaven, and it pulses within you even now. You are not merely surviving an accident of fate. You are being transformed into a person of resilience, compassion, and luminous strength. There will come a day when the memory of this wound does not cause your chest to collapse in sorrow, but instead reminds you of how deeply you were capable of loving and how strong you became in loss. The scar will remain, but scars are not shame. Scars are proof that you walked through fire and emerged, not untouched, but alive, wiser, and still capable of love. Take time to honor your healing as a sacred process. Healing is not a straight line, it is a spiral. You will circle back to moments of grief when you thought you had finished crying. You will wake to days where anger surprises you like an uninvited storm. This does not mean you are failing. It means the wound is deep and the soul requires many returns before the ground is whole again. Be patient with yourself. Do not measure progress by how fast you are over it, but by how gently you can hold yourself each time the wave returns. Let your healing become a form of prayer. Each morning when you rise, place your hand upon your chest and say aloud, I am still here. I am loved. I am becoming. Speak it until the words become part of your bones. In the evening, before you sleep, whisper a word of release. I give today back to heaven. I trust that tomorrow will bring what I need. Such small prayers build a rhythm that carries you when strength is low. Forgive yourself for what you did not see. Many who are hurt by those they trust spend years blaming themselves. Why didn't I notice sooner? Why did I stay? Why did I open my heart? Hear me clearly. Love is not foolishness. Trust is not weakness. The failure belongs to the one who misused your gift, not to you who gave it. Release yourself from the courtroom of your own harsh judgment. You have suffered enough. Do not add your own hand to the lash. Instead, lift your gaze and remind yourself that your love was pure, even if the other's actions were not. And when it comes to the one who hurt you, whether you ever see them again, whether they change or remain unchanged, understand this. Their choices are their path, not your prison. You do not have to wait for their apology to begin your healing. You do not have to carry their guilt to prove your loyalty. Lay down the burden of trying to fix what they broke in themselves. That work is theirs alone, and heaven itself will meet them where justice and mercy intertwine. Your work is your freedom, your peace, your next chapter. Do not let bitterness be your inheritance. Anger has its time, and righteous anger can protect what is sacred, but bitterness is a chain that rusts around your spirit. Choose, when the time is ripe, to release them into the hands of God. This does not mean excusing what they did. It means refusing to let their shadow govern your light. Forgiveness, when it comes, is not the absolution of their deed. It is the liberation of your heart from endless captivity. There is a new life awaiting you beyond this valley. It may not look like the old life you hoped for, but it will hold its own beauty. New friendships will form, deeper and more honest. Unexpected opportunities will appear once the weight of grief loosens its grip. Joy will surprise you in moments you least expect, in laughter that bubbles up unbidden, in kindness that finds you when you thought the world had forgotten you, in simple peace as you rest in your own company. Believe this, joy will return. It always does. When you feel ready, Begin to dream again. Write down one vision for the future, something small, like tending a garden, or something vast, like starting a new path in work or love. Let that dream live on paper until it finds breath. Life must not end in the wound. It must unfold into creation. You are allowed to imagine new beginnings. You are worthy of love that is gentle, faithful, and true. You are worthy of peace that does not ask you to sacrifice your safety. You are worthy of joy that does not come with hidden pain. Child of the dawn, you may feel that heartbreak has marked you forever, but heaven does not see you as broken. Heaven sees you as chosen, tempered, and radiant. Your story is not one of defeat, but of resurrection. The one who hurt you has no power to write your ending. Only you and the one who made you hold that pen. And as you step forward, know that angels surround you, whispering courage into your tired bones, guarding you as you rest, and guiding you into a future where your heart will find peace again. So lift your head, even if the tears still fall. Place your feet upon the earth, even if they tremble. Speak your name with dignity, for you are beloved. The news that came was heartbreaking, but it will not define you. What will define you is the way you rise, the way you love again, the way you walk forward carrying light that no sorrow could extinguish. I, Michael, promise you this: you are never alone. Even in the silence of midnight, when you feel the ache the most, I stand beside you with a sword of light, not to strike your enemies, but to cut away fear from your spirit. You are safe in the hands of heaven. You are cherished beyond measure. And though the one who hurt you may have tried to break your spirit, they have failed. For your spirit rises, whole, shining, eternal. Go now into the days ahead with this truth written in your heart. You are loved. You are held.